Well, parents of children with special needs will get some free legal help thanks to the Northland Early Education Center. We have attorney Samantha Shepherd who is here. And Samantha, you're going to be hosting a free workshop, a legal workshop, an informational kind of deal for the center, but it's open to the public as well. What's happening?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. What we find is that education is the most important thing, but we mean families educating each other. We don't know about resources, so special needs is huge now. It's always been important, but we had a surge, if you will. So in every single family that I can think of, someone has a special need, and we don't share, and we don't tell each other what's going on, and we're worried all the time. If you have a child that has a special need, you feel a burden, and you don't know who to go to, you don't know who to talk to, you don't know whether you need a special needs trust, you don't know, do you need a power of attorney, do you need a guardianship, and you're worried. And so this particular school is saying, we understand that learning about resources in the community is important. They reached out to me and said, would you educate? So they know that the most important thing is sharing within their community, and that particular school I didn't know very much about, so I've been doing some research. They have an integration program. They want typical children and special needs children to be educated together.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, and I love that they're having the seminar not just for their population of families, but it's open to the public. So there are lots of issues. You mentioned a trust, those kinds of things. What else do we need to consider? And by the way, my stepson has Down syndrome. There's so many people now with autism. And so it's very, it's very important to me to try to share and to get the word out and to try to help.
So then uniquely as a parent with a child with Down syndrome, you know that your group of friends, your colleagues, the people you talk with in your book club, your work people that you affiliate with, they come to you. They ask you things. And so we've created our own way of educating. But what should you know right from the beginning? That you're not alone. And you're building a peer group. But you would want to know, first of all, do you need a special trust? And the answer is almost always you do. Because regardless of the wealth that you bring to the equation, you're leaving someone that you care for in a way that no one else can, without the structure, the love, the support that anyone else can give. So you want to at least have something in writing that says, this is my Joey. This is who he is, this is how he was born, that he likes red, he doesn't like scratchy labels, he's super social, but don't give him $100 or he's gonna spend it on video games. But you put that in writing, and that's not necessarily about whether you have $1 million or 10. But what I really liked about this community that asked me, as I said, I didn't know them, is that they recognize that we're ignorant and we keep it still under a bushel. We don't go out there and say, hey, you need to go and have a little education about it. So many of the times what I'm doing, honestly, is I'm fixing situations where parents didn't take the time to put a trust in place, and they just pass. And they didn't make provisions.
There is such peace because we've done that. We have the trust, we've got everything all set up, and there is a peace. So I wanted to share. I wanted to, let people know. And then there's issues of when they're, the parents are still living, and the issues of the child as they become an adult.
Well, think about what this school is trying to do. They're trying to take a child with special needs. I have a child with special needs, and I generally am loath to talk about it because my interest in special needs preceded the diagnosis of, and it was just one of those, really, did this happen to me? And you do feel like you want to, you feel alone, and you feel like you need counseling, which you probably do, and you need to know, if I'd known this school was out there, it's a school that takes children that are special and puts a typical child in a classroom with a special child, and think about what that does for your typical child. It helps them learn what is normal and what is acceptable. We used to isolate special needs people. I see a lot of children who are in their 50s, and they're still children. They're always children. And we were really against the label, particularly if it was a cognitive impairment. Mental retardation is taboo, we don't say that. But that means also that if you were 50, you didn't want people to know that you had anything wrong, you were normal. And then these parents die. And so we have these 50-year-olds in our community here in Kansas City with no infrastructure,
So they need help and assistance. That's one of the things you're going to be discussing at the seminar. Let's get people there. Tell us when and where this is all happening.
Oh, goodness. I was hoping you were going to tell me.
Oh, here it is, right here on the screen. Free legal seminar. It's at the Northland Early Education Center, 8630 North Oak Traffic Way, and it happens on Monday. So it's this coming Monday.
And I believe it's at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock p.m. So much to discuss. Thank you so much for coming and sharing.
Welcome.
Wish we had more time. And let's turn to Gerard now for the forecast.